Hello everyone, welcome. We are here with a very exciting stream. First time of 2019 we're doing a computer showcase stream. We're going to showcase some of the stuff actually coming to you next week in a game update, so kind of a preview of what's coming up. And for this one we have a focus on the combat improvements week, which is very well overdue in my opinion for QOL stuff. So kind of an overview. I have Modyaga with me, who has kind of been driving this internally to try and get us like a dedicated week where we can kind of launch this. So I guess as an overview for the update, what are we kind of looking to expect here?
Primarily just sort of bug fixes, some quality of life changes, yeah, and just some things that people in the community have pointed out. Yeah, if you've seen ModPie's tweets, then you've probably know what some of these are already, but if not, then we're about to show you.
Awesome. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to kick this off with something called the Sarin God Bow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Sarin God Bow is a drop, of course, from Telos, combined with 3 orbs. Very expensive item, tier 92 range. You don't need to put that command in the chat, you people. Come on. So basically, the God Bow itself has been given a little bit of love in this update. When I say a little bit of love, it relates to the spec of the item itself. So the spec has had a bit of a tweak, courtesy of Mod Days. He's had a look into it, and this was done a little while ago. But we've been able to get it through the processes, and now it's here. And the biggest thing to keep in mind is with the Sarin God Bow special, it will now take what we call hit effects in. Now, hit effects are stuff like your scrimshaws, your death swiftness, etc. So now a Sarin God Bow spec will work in tandem with a death swiftness, with a scrimshaw, etc. It is still random as to where it lands, i.e. the RNG. But when it hits like a truck. So do you guys want to see what it can do now with a death swiftness and an overload and a scrimshaw? And you can make judgments as to what it does. Cool. All right. I think that was pretty obvious. It was going to be a yes, but anyway. All right, let's do this. So we'll turn on our prayers. Let's keep our prayer at max, because why not? Cool. All right, we'll turn on. I haven't got the range curse because I'm the worst. I've got the mage. I gotta step up my game and get desolation. But anyway, we'll turn on our curses. We have our overloads on. We have scrimshaw on. All right, let's do this. So we'll start doing the dummy. We've already got a max adrenaline. So I'll cast the spec without death swiftness first of all, just so you can have an idea of what to expect. So we'll do our spec now, and we'll see what we get. 3Ks, obviously, because the randomness, it didn't quite splash, and of course the target's smaller. If you're going to do this at Telos, it will wreck. If you're going to do this at Virago, it will wreck. Araxor, wreck. You kind of get the idea. The spec itself has to hit multiple people, so its primary function and the idealiness of it is with, of course, the bigger enemies, right?
Yep.
So when it comes to projects like this, like how was it testing something like this, for example?
Generally, this one was quite straightforward because it's the, like you said, it's the hit effect. So it's just making sure there's an improvement when you use your death swiftness, and obviously you can quite easily notice the change in damage, especially with like the dummies. We have the min-max hit modes, which are really useful for testing any combat changes.
So when Days did this change initially, he wanted me to have a look at it before he submitted a few to QA, because I love Telos as a boss. I love trying to do Telos all the time. I wanted to give it a whirl. So this is the best way to demonstrate just how good this can be. So I'll build this up. We'll do this in a legitimate scenario. So I'll keep the adrenaline. I'll keep it legit as possible. So we'll get our adrenaline up, and we'll see how we get on with that. I'll try and get a death swiftness in a green beam along with a spec, and we'll see what kind of damage we can pump out. So we'll wait and see. So I'll wait for the tendrils because I don't really want to get screwed over by that.
Oh, might be teasing another fix there.
What other fix are you referring to?
I don't know. I'll have to wait.
Yes. Let me put aura on. Good shout. Oh my goodness. I'll have to take the uppercut like a hero. Why am I having a complete reckless, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. I haven't got a shield either, so I'm just going to have to freedom it. Okay, so we have Adren. We'll freedom this, come out of this, break it out. Okay, so we'll get that adrenaline up. So now we'll do death swiftness. We'll bring up the adrenaline to 25%, and then we'll see what we can do with a spec. So we're going to take a bit more damage here because I haven't got thresholds, because I'm great at this. I can break out of his tendrils so easy. Not. And then we're coming to the spec. Okay, so we'll get there, and then without further ado, let's see what we can do with this. So we'll fire out the spec. If I can press the keybind, that would be great, Sean, by the way. Oh my god, I skipped it. Oh, brilliant, Sean. So this is brilliant. So this change, what I'm trying to show you, by the way, is the spec working, but because my damage is clearly high, I managed to go right to the next phase with no problem. So I'll have to get Death Switty back again in a second, so bear with me. I literally fired it, and then typically, of course, if it changes phase, so that's great. So I'll fire the spec on its own just for now, so we have an idea. So we'll fire the spec just now, and that's look at that damage right there. That's 10k burst without Death Swiftness, so you can imagine what this could do with a Death Swiftness on the go. So the capabilities are there.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Nice. Oh, fail up, fail surge, Sean. Okay, let's get Death Swiftness down. We're going to let him use his Mage Barrage on us, and then we'll get Adrenaline in a second. Okay, so Adrenaline's coming off, cooldown's coming off spec. Let's fire it with Death Swiftness. Let's see what damage we get. 6k. Unfortunately, you saw there, of course, that it splashed, it kind of went to the right, because that's just the way it is. So we're going to cheat and totally reset a spec, because we're great at that, and try not to die in the process. Okay, so we'll fire it again. Again, the randomness is the biggest thing, but I trust me when I say this. See, this is great, isn't it? Typical when it comes to a stream, the RNG is always against me, isn't it? It does work, I promise you. Is it ADR for Adrenaline?
Set var.
Isn't it just God mode? I swear it's just like a God mode. There we go, just give me max Adrenaline on everything. Sure. Screw it, why not? Because I'm trying to do this in legit scenarios, but now I'm getting annoyed by what? How did I skip?
Interesting.
How did I skip the phase 3 on? Oh, it's God. Is it God mode? Maybe God mode is. Yeah, I probably shouldn't use God mode. I'm so good at this. That's not a bug. That's just God mode. Yeah, that's why. Because God mode is essentially proccing 10k hits. I'm so good at this, Sean. Honestly, what are you doing? Can we go onto your screen, Junkles?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me. All right, let's go into Modjago's screen. I'm going to try and do it properly. No, we're not going to make God mode for everyone. Oh, man. Great start. Great start. All right. Okay. Let's go into Modjago's screen. What have we got?
Right, what have we got? Let's pick one.
Do you want to show off... do you want to show the Worn slot one?
The Worn slot?
Yes. Do you know the one I'm referring to?
Yes, but I'll have to boot another world for that. No, you show that.
Okay, I'll show Worn slot.
You show that.
Okay, so...
I'll get some Bladed Dive stuff ready.
Bladed Dive?
Yes,
okay, we've got some Bladed Dive stuff.
for Bladed Dive.
Cool. Okay, so I apologise for that, everyone. That was an incredible demonstration from yours truly about that, so bear with me. I'm now going to look into something that Ninja have actually done that we've pulled in alongside this update, which is really awesome. So you can now, in this update, you'll now have the ability to add a Worn slot to your action bar. So what this now means is that you don't have to obviously have so many different weapon switches or so on and so forth. You can now literally have your helm as a slot in your action bar, your main hand, your offhand, your shield, and so on and so forth. I think it's a really awesome change, just from the ability of being able to quickly go in and out of like that stuff. It should be really, really useful.
This is the one I've not seen yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm
just double checking to make sure I set this up properly. Because no, you can show me. No, you can show me. No, you're on mine. You can show me mine. I'm not going to drag anything over. It's all good. Oh man. So presumably, there we go. Yes. So in the Worn interface, you can now grab the said slot, and then you can drag it into your action bar, and there you can do. There's your slot right there. So you can do it with your main hand and so on. So you can now do this per action slot, per Worn slot into your action bar. So
don't have to start changing your scrimshaws for every other AOD crit.
Yes, scrimshaw slots. So no longer now do you have to go in there, keep right clicking, you can just press it right here and so on. You know, makes things a lot easier. You can now take every slot, put them into the Worn. There was a hi Ramen. There was a request for food that wasn't able to be done for this, but we can always look into it for the future. Of course, a food slot as a general thing would be awesome, but just to get that out of the way before people start asking. But we have Worn slots now. You can now drag into your action bar and then go from there. So it's pretty awesome. You said Bladed Dive. What we got?
Yeah,
let's go on to Modiago screen. What have we got for Bladed Dive then?
We have 3 changes for you with Bladed Dive.
3 changes.
Yep. Let me just read this one. So one of the changes is when you first, yeah, we're good. So when you first use Bladed Dive on a target, what would used to happen? I can actually, well, yeah, it would, you target it, you'd use it, and you wouldn't be awarded any adrenaline, as you can see there. However, thankfully I was on the, now if we do this again, sword, if we do this again, when you use it on a target, it should, great, of course, because I just used it off cooldown. I'm just as bad as you.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Thanks for the wonderful vote of confidence there. Okay.
It should award me adrenaline, and it didn't. This is great.
You got it.
Great stream, guys.
Oh my
thank you,
god.
thank you.
Do you have mobile on?
Do I have mobile on?
Yes, the mobile perk.
Potentially.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
On your legs.
There
See?
we go.
Mobile perk.
Thank you.
Boom. Boom.
For the rescue.
There you go.
Okay, let's get out of
that
combat.
confirms it works then with mobile.
Yeah.
There you go. The way it's meant to. Let's try that again.
There we go.
There we go. See,
we
you
go.
got adrenaline now. See, we got this. We're just testing you all. That's my excuse anyway. Oh boy.
The next one is a pretty obscure one, but it what it would do is send you in a random direction when you searched.
So what with Bladed Dive?
So yeah, when you use Bladed Dive, what would used to happen? Tell you what, let's get the other world up again so we can show this. It's been a little while since test this, so need to remember what. So I think if I moved here and then moved forward, what usually would happen, it would remember where
Yeah,
I
so
Bladed
your
Dive
square would
to.
be to the other direction. Wouldn't
So
it?
my character would turn around.
Yeah, so
the end
go
of the
in,
Bladed
come
Dive.
back, go back up like that. So essentially, what this now does is, and the way it was fixed
there you
was,
go.
yeah,
And he turns around, and what usually people do is they Bladed Dive into a surge. So you'd Bladed Dive that way and turn around and surge the wrong way.
Whereas obviously now with that QOL fix, it means that you're
Yeah.
not facing around, well, said direction, and then can
Yeah.
actually Blade Dive into
So
the
now
stage.
this is where it's fixed. If I go there, forward, I don't turn around.
It's good.
I can surge in the right direction.
So flexibility, yeah, from a movement perspective, a lot more flexible, which is good. Obviously, some people might not understand specifically that fix, but for people who use Bladed Dive a lot and will understand it, hopefully you kind of get the gist of what we're getting at. What else we got?
Which one is this? This.
Oh, that's needed in another player, but that's
Yeah,
fine. We can
that's
scrap
fine.
that one.
So what have we changed? So, well, we can show it on some things. Bladed Dive previously would, if you used it on a player, it'd recognize them as a player. As it would recognize them, and you'd Bladed Dive, and you'd click on them, and nothing would happen. So
you
we've
can
got
now
rid of
click
that.
to okay, yeah, cool.
So, like previously, you see there how I've got the blue text. Previously, when I'd use it, it would highlight, and I'd try and
So now locations and stuff like that don't get in the way of the Bladed
people-
Dive.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
this is where it's not working, and see, it's trying to. I can't Bladed Dive on that.
So just to clarify, this climb right here is the current
it's
build
pretty
in
much the same.
live that people would see. So
Yeah.
this is what you currently see when you use Bladed Dive, and then obviously on the other client was the example
Yeah.
Iago would show it without, just to show you what is possible, which is great.
Should probably change outfits or something.
Yeah, some
Just so it's
way of
less-
signifying the difference.
There you go.
There we go. So yeah,
Look
this
at
is
that
our
fashion
live.
scape. It's better than yours.
Mine's better. It's not particles anymore. It's better than what it was anyway. Okay, so I've come up with a temporary scenario for what I think could work for the God Bow. If we can come back to my screen really quickly. I'm going to spawn beefies and group them up and then cast a spec. I think probably that's a better way of showing
Yeah,
it.
or try. Wait, what do you want to do?
Or just cast a spec, right, and it should hit them.
There's if you use combat debug.
I don't have. I'm on the.
Is it not on here?
No, it's
Oh.
on that. I'm just going to use this. It's fine. I'll just group them up. Anyway, so again, we're going to demonstrate this. So we'll get Death Swiftness on the go, and then we'll get our spec up, and hopefully what we should get here is lovely damage. I'm hell bent on actually showing you the damage this does because it's actually really good, and hopefully, here we go. Death Swiftness with the spec, 3k, 9k, yeah, you get the point. SGB, I promise you, will be very viable. We've said change with Death Swiftness, with working with Death Swiftness, working with Scrimshaws and other hit effects, as it were. So trust me when I say this, Death Swiftness combined with SGV will hit like a truck if those arrows hit. I cannot make that clear enough. So again, we'll do it now without Death Swiftness. We'll cast it out and away. 3k, 5k, 3ks, and that's just in one burst. Arrows will not work, just to clarify, but if I remember correctly, Elite Dungeon 3 stream that we did, well, not the stream, but a segment on Elite Dungeon 3 we did a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned a change coming for that.
Yeah, we did.
Cool. Mention it by all means.
Mod Sova tweeted
Yes,
it, yeah. So we'll basically be allowing the likes of charge bows, which don't require arrows, so that you can actually use arrows with them. So if there's an arrow with an effect on it, yeah, you can then use that, or you can take the ammo off, and the charge bows will still work how they always have, not requiring ammo.
Oh, okay.
So that's coming with Elite Dungeon 3.
Cool. All right. We'll come back to Yago's screen. I mean, I don't think you have... Or do you have stuff to show as well?
I can probably...
You can read these by all means.
Yeah, I'm going to read these ones.
We'll keep the God Bow going, John, by all means. So we'll just read these out.
Yeah. Some of them, like we mentioned at the start of the stream, just some fixes to certain things only a few people have experienced before. So we've had one player who was getting issues with not being awarded loot at a boss, at Solak that is, and we've got a fix for that. So that's pretty much straightforward, not very exciting, but at least you'll get your loot.
Yeah, well, loot is ideal. So
that was a very rare bug, a very obscure bug, but that's fixed. The next one is pretty nice. So on phase 2 and phase 4 of Solak, he does, yes, more drama, and somebody said Solak. On phase 2 and 4 of Solak, he performs insta kills. On the phase 4 is at the moment his insta kill. We don't want you to survive it, so what we do is we run an insta kill. If you have a sign of life, it will consume it, and then we'll run another one to make sure that you don't continue in the fight. What we've done now is we've changed that so that the insta kill ignores the signs and it'll just kill you. So It just means that we're not consuming your sign. So yeah, that's one of the other changes to Solak. The next one would have been nice to do on when we released it, but we are increasing the cap on the tracking of the Grimoire pages.
255 currently?
It is 255 currently.
Cool. Do you know what's it going to now?
I tested this back in November, so...
Let's make the assumption that it's 4 digits, at least.
Yes.
Ramon's there, he might be able to tell us. But yes, 60k. There you go.
There you go.
Goes to 60k.
It's a 60K.
Thanks, Ramon. So if someone wants to try and get 60,000 pages, then by all means.
He thinks.
He says 60k, and then a couple seconds later, I think.
Yeah, it's been increased.
Cool.
It's been increased.
Okay,
We've got one more Solak one,
Go on.
which is being requested quite a lot over the time. Is that now we will display the kill time separately for... I don't think I have a group mode kill. Apparently I don't have a duo either on this. So yeah, we'll be displaying the kill time separately, and you'll be able to...
I got you.
Thank you.
I got you. Look at my incredible 16-minute time.
Oh, we're on your screen.
Yeah, but it's on my screen, it's fine. 16,
So
yes.
yeah, we're
So
displaying
this
those.
is the group timer,
Yeah,
and the bottom one is solo.
duo.
Duo. Solo, lol.
And obviously you can chat them both separately now.
Cool. Oh, right, so you can right-click, and then if obviously you've got a duo time, you
Yeah.
can then...
He'll say hard mode, like it does with Elite Dungeons. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's get into Mutated Days and Shot. So, Iago mentioned earlier, you might have noticed this when I was at Telos, but if you haven't, we've made some changes to Puncture, which is the effect from the Mutated Days and Shot, which now means that if Puncture ever splashes, i.e. Mutated Days and Shot, if it ever splashes, the timer gets reset. You can continue to stack, continue to stack, continue to stack. It will no longer expire unless you decide to not hit that person for an X amount of time. You can now get your puncture stacks all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Carry on going, even if you splash. Also, as a note, Mutated Asian Shot will no longer affect Nex during the Blood Siphon phase. So obviously when it's doing extra damage to her and she's healing off it, it will no longer affect her there as well. So some really cool changes here for that, which is awesome. Which I'm very much looking forward to how people are going to use it in their ranged setups at bosses. Yeah. So that should be good. The puncture time has not been increased, but we simply reset it when you splash. So you should never really run out if your rotations are essentially set up to constantly cast Mutated Asian Shot. So yeah, that one's there, which is pretty awesome. So that one. This is really cool, actually. I think you had a part of this one. We've actually done two things here. So the action bar, when you equip an item from the action bar, there was an issue where if you're so fast to press all your keybinds, you can instantly unequip your item.
Yep.
We've now added a small delay when you equip your items from the action bar, so you cannot accidentally instantly remove said items when you're doing your switches and so on and so forth. That should be very useful.
You'll no longer just run up to the boss and punch it.
Yeah, because you're just essentially pressing it too fast. So they should no longer do that, which is good. Also, Provoke can no longer accidentally be triggered when equipping a Barrow Shield, which is something that was fixed while looking into this as well, which is great. So,
do you want to show that?
Well, show all the... yeah, by all means, let me get my bank. Boom. Talos setup. All my switches. Not many, but still. So you'll see when I do my switch here, I have pretty much a delay, but you have to take my word for it, where if I'm pressing my buttons and it's switching, I'm not accidentally unequipping because there is a slight delay anymore. So I'm easily switching now without accidentally unequipping my items. It's so much easier, I can't begin to tell you. So yeah, take my word for it that it doesn't do that, but the small delay means that you no longer are ahead of the game by being too fast, by unequipping your items. It will now kick in one bit and then...
And you will not notice the difference if you're switching from like straight to dual wield, straight back to 2H. It's just as smooth. Like, you will not notice it.
Correct. Right, this is my favourite update. I have to show this one, Yago, I'm sorry, because this is my favourite.
Yes.
So, you can judge me for this, but I use Revolution, and I have Warden with it. I'm proud of that. I use Revolution all the way. For me, I don't have the capability to keep up a manual. There is actually a long time issue with Revolution where when you perform abilities, your animations would get a little bit jaggy, and actually the game would kind of fall behind what you do. But now when you use your abilities while moving with Revolution, you will essentially play your animations. It just looks so much smoother when you do it. So to give you an example, like I'm just going to cast my abilities as I'm moving, and like I can... If you play Revolution, you cast your abilities manually sometimes, you'll understand, but it's so much smoother now. It feels amazing. Just from doing it and actually casting the abilities, I just feel so much more in sync in what I'm doing. It feels so much smoother to do. Yeah, for me, this is such a good update, especially for people who use Revolution like me. Again, can't begin to describe the importance of this update. Seriously, love it. Absolutely love this update. So yeah, you can move around while casting your stuff. Animations work nicely, so on and so forth. And we've still got more to come in this update. There's a lot more. So this is just an example of it, but yeah, it's good. Also, do you want to say that one?
Yeah, somebody just actually asked this in the chat.
Go
on. This is Aoe Magic Spells that basically don't give adrenaline right now.
Yes.
On the main target. So where are we? Do we? Yes, please.
Yeah, switch to mine while Yago sets this up.
We're already on your screen.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so just to clarify, Revo's not going to auto-cycle when you're running. That's me casting, but essentially, as I'm manually casting my spells while in Revolution, it will then do it. But if you have ability queuing, as a note, we'll get to that in just a bit, it will also do that same fix as well. You're good to go? I'll show the ability queuing while we wait.
Yeah, I was on the wrong client, so
you're on.
like, it's
well,
not
that's
working
good though,
again.
because you can show on the other clients, so that's perfect. Okay, so ability queuing. Let's get into ability queuing. Combat. Oh man. Revolution. Right, so ability queuing. We've also tweaked ability queuing where it will now do the following. So it'll no longer stop Needle Strike from the buff going on to the following ability. That's up to you to decide when you want to cast it. So the buff you get from Needle Strike, which increases the chance to crit, if I remember correctly, you can now decide which ability to use that on instead of relying on ability queuing to do that for you. Ability queue will no longer store the player's movement after using an ability. So when we queue up something in ability queuing, I'm no longer being forced to stop. I can actually move while still ability queuing, so on and so forth. Sorry, 7% increased damage, not correct. There we go. I don't range, so that's my fault. But yes, you'll be able to move nicely while ability queuing as well. So you won't get a stutter when you queue it, because in the past you used to press it, your client would be like, okay, I'm going to hold you here for a second, and then it goes from there. But now it'll actually move while you queue up your abilities, and you'll be a lot more fluid in what you can do. For some people who use ability queuing at Rax Cleave, this might be why you were held still for a second as he pulled you in and did your ability from ability queuing. That might be one example of where it helps you. Good to go?
Cool. Yep.
Awesome. Let's go to Modjaga.
Yeah, another small one. This has been highly requested, right, for a while now. So this is with it not working. It's basically when you use a any like ice barrage and you use it on a target, you can see here that I'm not getting adrenaline for it. So yeah, what we've done is we've just changed that so that you do get adrenaline. Now over to where it works.
We go to the client that has it fixed. Yeah. Oh.
And bam, there's all my adrenaline. Yeah.
Amazing.
Just a lot of these small fixes, right? Which do make a big difference.
Yes. Amazing. That is awesome. Okay, so that is Aoe Magic Spells. Do you want to do the Gauntlets?
Yes, I can. Let me just get that ready.
Do you want to come back to my screen a second, John, while Iago sets that up? So something that we actually managed to get done very quickly. This was actually tweeted at us last week, and that was, can I still see my boss kill times while my chat is filtered? So when you set a boss kill time or completion time, it actually doesn't show up unless you have all game messages on, and sometimes you don't want to see that because, well, you know, you're going to have stuff like ability not ready yet, yada, yada, yada. So when you complete a boss with your messages still filtered, it will now still show your completion time in the chat if you want to track that. So it's a little thing, but again, very nice to have in the meantime. So yeah, nice to see. You all good
cool.
then?
Yes.
All right, let's go back to Iago.
So let me just get the information up. Which one were we? I shouldn't have opened so many.
Yeah, this is what I used to be like in Patchhead's teasers. It's reminded me of the awkwardness I did with Patchhead's teasers. Good,
so currently, yeah, when you use Needle Strike, after you move, you can instantly move. However, when you're using Nightmare Gauntlets with them, I need to get... what do we want? That one. When you use Nightmare Gauntlets with them, when you move, it then pauses you.
Oh yeah! Wow. I see. I've never really noticed that. Okay. Yeah. So you clearly saw it and you went to run it, which is why it just stops.
It's all these small sort of things which, you know, if you did that against a Raxor and he's going to cleave you, it just pauses you and you just get cleaved and you die, and then you get mad.
You speaking from experience?
No.
Alright, go for it.
So yeah, this is obviously without Nightmare Gauntlets, I can still move, and then with them, that's on the other. We'll just wait.
We're gonna wait like patient people. Is this for? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Done. Yeah.
And then I'm still moving to where I previously selected.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
so it's
awesome.
just. Yeah.
That's really.
That's
good.
pretty much it.
So no longer. Yeah. It's just these little things that kind of add up, really, which is really awesome to have. Right. Where is it? This is the big one. Oh, it's not in the filter yet. Okay, I'm gonna have to find it this way. Give me a second, everyone. Modpie tweeted out about this back in November, I believe, or maybe a little bit soon, I can't recall, but this update is going to be awesome, especially for people who love... there it is. Okay, So, can you go back to my screen if possible? So me and Modiago had to kind of refine a release note for this because it's kind of a big one. The release note is quite important to get right.
I think this is the longest release note I've seen today.
That we've written, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely today. So I'm just going to read you the full release note and then we'll let you all perceive how this goes. So, the damage modifiers from damage enhancing scrimshaws, the Berserker auras, and the Metamorphosis ability are now calculated earlier. This means the bosses will now phase correctly when they reach their HP thresholds and mechanics that rely on damage to progress, such as the Telos Tendrils, or, big one, Virago pushback phases in phase 5 for normal or 10 or 11 for hard mode. This now means that the scrimshaws now work at Virago's pushback mechanics. Very significant change right there, because of course I believe the meta is kind of using God books, if I remember correctly.
Liking that one.
Yeah, so that is a big one. Essentially, what we now do is take the hit effects from Scrimshaws, Zerk, and so on, and make sure that they kind of come into play before we check reductions.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big change.
There's also the things, you know, like phase 3 Telos when he's doing the beams.
Oh god, yes.
And you hit the HP threshold to phase him, but he does another attack and you die with that attack.
I might do a full run of a kill with everything synced up. Should we do a full run of a kill? Yeah, screw it. Why not? Okay, let's do it. We'll do a full run of the kill, and I'll try and include like the revolution move in, the Zerk changes, the phase transition, so on and so forth. We'll see how we do. In before I die. No one caught up on my... Yeah, I know.
What did you do?
I nearly said another word. I said something, yeah,
right,
in my excitement. But I didn't. It was close. Alrighty. Yeah, nice comp cape. Yeah, I haven't got a comp cape, although pretty close. Getting there, although I still need to do Valiant's Blue. I haven't done the Mining Smith and stuff, but that's good to go. I can finish that whenever. That's almost done. That can be done. The biggest sink for comp, honestly, is 120 Slayer for me. I just want to get Slayer out the way. I got, what is it, 14.8 million to go. I just want Slayer done with, I really do. Oh boy. Alrighty, we'll do 100. I haven't done a 500% kill ever since I got Warden back in 2017, so I'm not going near it. I'm not going to use Reckless, don't worry. Reckless Aura at Telos with Mage would be interesting. Alrighty, Manny, try hard Aura. That's Reckless, Sean. What are you doing? There we go. Let's do this. No pressure. I'm going to blame the PC if anything goes wrong. That's my excuse. Okay. So I'm going to try and integrate the movement of abilities while we're doing this. So you can already see I can cast my abilities while on the move pretty much. It's like, for me, I cannot begin to explain how smooth it all is now in a boss fight, let alone at something like Telos for me. But I'm able to essentially sync up my movement with my camera along with moving my character, and then at the same time just cast my abilities. And my Scrimshaw is going to help me do the tendril bit, because as we mentioned, obviously the tendrils will now be affected by Scrimshaws, so that'll help a little bit more, especially for people going for 4K. So we'll wait and see how the rest of this kill goes. Nice surge. Green beam. So we'll just keep this going and we'll see how we do. Green beam. Beam. I don't know why I'm going to rezo, but sure, why not? We'll just keep this going. Oh dear. But yeah, for me, I hope you can kind of see throughout the kill, like how it all kind of meshes together nicely. Because for me, it just feels so much more better, like just for someone who does PVM.
He's about to...
Yeah, so we're at the 375 immediate transition. So before, in live, because of the delay in what we call the hit effects, the Scrimshaw would sometimes make it go to the modifier marker, but then take time to actually transition his phase.
Because it's not recognized it as sort of your damage.
And that was a huge fix in its own right. I'm going to filter the chat so we see the game kill time as well at the end to demonstrate that as well. We'll see how we do.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good thing to show off as well. So, come on. This is all coming next Monday, by the way. All next Monday. So, get very hyped for that. Bam, bam, bam. So how do you stop attacking someone with Rever now? You can just click off it. So you just need to click away and then go from there. I'm going to be honest. Virus is on me. I don't think this is legit kill, you know. I'm not taking damage and I don't know why. I think it's... Is this the aftermath of God mode?
Probably.
Oh, for goodness goodness sake! I'm gonna have to restart the kill. It's only fair. I'm gonna have to restart the kill. I'm gonna have to.
No, you've.
What have I gone?
Have you got any potions or something on you?
No, I imagine because I enabled God mode and
it's
disabled
probably
it.
the PvP spear immunity.
I'm gonna let. Can we go to Yaga screen? We're gonna do this properly. I'm hell bent on doing this properly. I'm sorry. I'm having a calamity.
If you just set that VAR to 0.
Yeah, no, but I've already done a phase. That's not fair. Go to Yaga screen. Oh, go to the big screen.
Oh.
I'm having such a wonderful stream today. I'll have to retire from streaming or something, honestly.
So.
Do you want to see your screen, Yago, or not?
I mean, if you want to see me standing at some dummies,
You
then
should do
yeah.
racks or something. We should both do a kill. We should both do a boss.
I would totally die without my mouse.
Oh, you got your mouse with your little keybinds and everything. Of course, I just use the default mouse, me. I just use the mouse and just go from there. Oh dear me. Yes, you can make all the memes you want out of the stream, but let's be honest. Let's all face it. You're all excited for these updates. But you know.
Watch you standing at dummies.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So.
Oh dear.
The quality stream this is.
Oh my lordy.
What did you mention this one?
Yeah, the
did?
next thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
the mutation shot next. Yeah, I mentioned that. So we're all good for that one.
I shall set myself up for this one then.
Which one's that?
The.
Oh yes, please do.
that's a nice
We forgot
one.
to cover that one. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, by all means, go for it.
So what do we have? So this was actually quite a big change. So do I have any? Ooh, I wonder if I can get them on screen. No, I can't. No. So previously, when you use a basic ability to target an NPC to enter combat, it wouldn't award adrenaline. So you can see here how I'm not in combat. I am right now. Let me drop out first. I am not in combat, but I can target something and I can use a basic ability and I get the adrenaline I deserve for it. Obviously, there's no adrenaline abuse here, so I can't just stand here and just press abilities and gain adrenaline. It'll only work for the first one. And then you go in, you fire it, you get your adrenaline. That's obviously we've had to take a lot into consideration with this. So it's quite a big change, so that like when you actually are coming out of combat, you can still use your sort of standard 5 abilities to build adrenaline with. But I tell you what, I shall load the other one up so you can see how it used to work.
So this is live. So you're on right now.
This is how it's broken right now.
Yes.
And coming in, I didn't get awarded combat adrenaline there. We'll actually do it with me attacking the dummy as well. I drop out of combat, I use my ability, I go in, awarded no adrenaline.
Yeah, no, we don't want that, do we?
So that is another fix coming on Monday.
Nice.
I think that pretty much covers that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? And this time it's fair as can be with everything else and so on and so forth.
Switching back?
Yeah, go for it. You can switch back. Oh dear. Loot. Oh. Probably in a streak or something. Right, 100%. I have less than 500 chaos runes and soul runes. But do I have enough air runes? Yes. Thank God for those messages. Oh dear. Obviously at the end of the stream as well, 37 minutes, we'll be fine. At the end of the stream, we'll fire out RuneScape as per usual. But yes, as much as a meme stream this has been, I do apologise for that. The thing is with gameplay scenarios is that sometimes you just can't predict what's going to happen. And I do, again, my apologies for that one. So hopefully it's still been enjoyable all the same. We'll try this again, one last time, and see if we can actually do a legit kill without it being brutalised by a... without me cheating, I guess is the right way of putting it. So there we go, we're actually taking damage now. Now it's a fair game. So again, just to reiterate, some of the more significant fixes that you might see. So if you're doing a Telos, for example, one you can expect is if you're doing something like Revolution, you can definitely expect to move around a lot more smoothly, even with ability queuing or not. And Scrimshaws will definitely kick in when it comes to Telos' Tendril. So we'll see how much useful it can be at higher ranges for people going there, which would be really useful. So Yeah, I'm totally G-staffing, so I'm going to try hard. And then other things to mention, of course, adrenaline coming into combat, as mentioned by Iago. So the basic ability when coming into combat now gives you adrenaline, and then also on top of that,
AoE spells.
the AoE spells is the big one, obviously for barrages and stuff like that. Nice rezo. So yes, it's all coming next week. Additionally, of course, we're going to see if we can get any more updates in between, but this is kind of the core of them. This is a combination of fixes from the Combat Council meshed into one. Is it early to say that we could expect more like this in the future as like combat weeks, or do we see them going out when we get
we'll
them?
see how well received it is, right?
Yes.
And I mean, it seems pretty good from the chat right now. So, but yeah, no, we're definitely always looking to do more combat fixes where and when we can. Whether they're grouped up or we just release them as we fix them is a different question. But if everyone likes getting a huge patch, then maybe we'll do some more.
Yeah, this is the big thing, because sometimes we've kind of released like pretty decent updates for combat, but only as like a one update in a massive week or a one update in a patch week, and that's it. So maybe grouping them up is something that you all enjoy, but again, we'll see how it goes down on Monday. This is the biggest thing. We want to see how it all goes, and if you all enjoy it, then well, we have a great opportunity to do more stuff like this in the future when, you know, time helps us, you know. So it's exciting. It's very exciting. Will Modiago marry me? Ah.
I know who that is.
Is he ramen on his second account?
Probably.
So yeah, so something that just happened there, like the moment I hit him down to 250, he immediately phased, which is obviously much more ideal compared to him doing the occasional hit or so on and so forth. So yeah, very, just again, it's the little things that all add up in a boss fight, and credit where it's due to yourself, the devs, and anyone else who's been involved in the update process, because I think it's going to absolutely I think it's going to be an awesome update for everyone.
For sure.
So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, there's some other small changes as well, which are ready, but they won't have so much of an impact. You know, we've got things like clearing poison when you come out of Shattered Walls.
Oh, don't choke! That's because I ate and brewed. Will. Stop cheating using God mode, I can see you. Who is that? Who's PMing me in the middle of a...
Who do you think it is?
Is that my Shogun?
Yes.
Of course it is. Thanks, Shogun. Come on. Use your hold still. My Dreadnought stunned him. There you go. Oh dear. Lol, last update has failed. So many bugs messing the game and caused people to quit. Mining and smithing, as far as I'm aware, has actually gone down incredibly well. Yes, we have bugs, but we've pretty much addressed everything that we can in the scope of it. We've had, in this week that just gone by, over 100 different like patch note changes. All of that pretty much is there. So I'm confident in saying that it was pretty like an amazing update. I think they did an incredible job, to be honest.
That's for sure.
That's
for sure. They're like touching so many different.
Yeah, for like considering it touched so many different mechanics and core of the game.
And it's been in the game for what?
Since release.
Yeah.
Give or take. Who would have thought that mining like would get a full like redo? But safe to say. So presumably, when you all say trim masterwork degrade fix, yes, I can tell you that the mine smithing guys are trying to look into ways they can fix that. It's a lot more complicated than what it sounds, and they are aware of that, and they are working on it. Oh, hello.
Yep. We have some other fixes as well, such as Mod Titan, I believe, has wanted for a while and has pushed
yes,
it,
sorry, yeah, I know you're on about.
So if you equip your armor, what would happen is it then immediately degrades and you can no longer augment it. So he's had a message implemented as a warning, and then on top of that, if it's in that sort of first degrade state, you will still be able to augment it. So sort of changes like that will help as well.
Yes.
Hopefully we can get that in for next week, but no promises on that one.
Shogun is winding me up so much. Oh dear me. He's just trying to put me off with these messages in the game. Oh man. So people have obviously mentioned about stone spirits on drop tables. Yes, we did address this on the stream the day after Money and Something came out. The idea is to keep watching the tables, and with upcoming dev Q&As we have, I believe one of them I'll have Timbo on, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think one of the dev Q&As coming up, I'll be able to actually kind of ask the question in regards to it and kind of figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
So actually, while we're at it, you're actually involved in the Balancing Council for RuneScape. What does that involve? How are you involved in that?
So just going off something like the stone spirits, for example, right now, obviously there was an issue with the buy limit on them to begin, which didn't help the prices. So for now, before we make any drastic changes, we obviously have to see how the prices change over the next however long it is necessary. And then we will discuss it internally and see what approach we need to take, because obviously there's some bosses, for example, Telos, which just drops way too much.
Telos is crazy.
And then we've got Moneybird.
Moneybird, that's AOD presumably.
I bet Ramon's not going to say anything there.
Is that AOD? I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we'll do is we'll just see where it goes for now, and like you said, we'll probably follow it up when you mentioned about the next stream. But for now, we've just got to wait.
Cool. So we're coming to the end of this kill. Fingers crossed we'll get a timer in our chat in Unfiltered. So we'll do one more hit, and there you go. It's in full black. Is that because I didn't beat the time?
So
yeah, but I can't read
the
that.
Completion time is in black. That is something that is going to get changed.
Good. Okay.
It is.
We got it.
Yeah.
If I get
ignore that, but it's unfiltered.
Okay, cool. Yes, but it's unfiltered. It does show up. So yes, you don't have to obviously do this to see your time anymore. You can unfilter it. You can filter it and still see that time in there. Thanks, KOC. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so there you go. This is just an example. Obviously, I wasn't able to kind of explain fully in depth in that in the kill, but we've kind of, I hope, shown you an idea of what to expect. That's what we got. 50 dragon stones. If only that was the value of them. It's because we're on a test world, so obviously the values are all over the place. But yes, it's all gonna. It's the little things to kind of add up into one update week, which should kind of make everything nice and smooth when it comes down to it. Someone said about spellbook swap changes.
Oh yes. So ModPie has made some changes to spellbook swap, so that they are 3 separate spells for each spellbook.
Oh yes, in the book. Yep.
Yeah, but obviously at the moment we can't get that out because at the moment they would be using the same icons. So we've got to wait for some art for them, and then as soon as that's ready, we can get them out as well.
Will the Invigorate perk work with the Ice Barrage / Spell Adrenaline gain? I'm pretty sure it's just a base 2%, right? And even if it did, it wouldn't matter.
It's just like a normal auto attack. So however it works with auto attacks right now is how it will work with the barrage.
Yeah, the spellbook swap, again, just to clarify, it won't be in this update. As obviously mentioned, Yago mentioned that we just need our time to get the icons done. When they're done, then we'll be able to look towards getting it in-game sooner. But to try and, again, summarize everything that's in here, I'll try and see if I can summarize it all based off the titles of things. So, the first big one to come out right out of the way is in this update from Monday. Damage modifiers from Scrimshaw's Berserker Auras and Metamorphosis abilities are now come into play earlier. What this means is that you can do stuff like Telos Tendrils much better, or even Virago's pushback phases in Phase 5 of Virago or 10 and 11 for hard mode. Scrimshaws now work there and have a factor in actually pushing back Virago. That, of course, is a significant change for people who do Virago. Excuse me, what else we got? Aoe Magic Spells, as we've gone through, will give you now adrenaline on the cast, 2%, correct?
Yeah.
2% adrenaline. Nightmare Gauntlets don't hold you back anymore when you cast Snipe with it, because when you used to cast it, you'd move, it would stop you, and that's it. It won't do that anymore. It'll keep you going nice and smoothly. There's now a small delay added on the action bar where you equip an item, so you don't accidentally unequip the item you've just equipped via the action bar, so you don't kind of do that and then go and punch Virago in Yago's case, as he mentioned. The puncture ability, courtesy of Salt the Wound and Mutated Dazing Shot, will now extend its duration if you miss. So if it splashes, the timer will still go on and on and on, so you don't have to worry about that. Additionally, Mutated Dazing Shot Bleed will no longer affect Nex's Blood Siphon phase, so he will no longer you will no longer heal her just from that. Abilities, basic abilities going into combat will now give you adrenaline. Is that correct? Basic abilities going into combat.
Going into combat,
yes,
yeah.
will now give adrenaline, which is good. The Sarin God Bow special has been improved to now work with damage modifiers such as scrimshaws, your death swiftness, and so on and so forth. Bladed dive fixes that Yago showed off include no longer will it turn you in another direction at the end of the dive. So if you try to bladed dive into a surge, you might go the other way. Bladed dive doesn't give adrenaline. Sorry, there was a bug where bladed dive didn't give adrenaline when you used to cast it on an NPC. It now does, which is obviously very handy. And also, it will no longer appear when mousing over certain locations and so on and so forth. Actually, you can demonstrate that really quickly. Can we go on Yago's screen really quickly? So to show this for you one more time, just so you're aware, this is the live version of the game. So when he has Bladed Dive, you'll notice that it comes up with all this that's in the way, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, and then I would use it and it would be like nothing interesting happens, and that would happen on players as well. And then with a fix, it means when we, if it's a player, because obviously you can stand under them, if I were to click there, it would actually take me there. Obviously,
but obviously you can't go through a dummy. Yeah, that's fine. So no
so
longer,
we hide all that sort of stuff.
Such a good change.
And obviously, if you're in PvP, it will still show the player. Same for jewels, etc.
We have some solid changes as well, as mentioned by Iago. Some of them related to award and loot. The insta-kill no longer essentially bypassing your sign of life.
That's only on phase 4.
Only on phase 4.
Yeah, the phase 2 one will still use your sign.
Cool. And then also we have a way to display your group mode and duo mode times at Solak, and also chat them to players if you so wish. Also, actually, some of them we forgot to mention. A little bit of a minor one, but still useful to know. We have a debuff icon for the Ancient Elven Shard, which is the enhanced Excalibur option for prayer from Solak. The timer wasn't quite accurate. It is now accurate, and will now tell you exactly how long it is before you can use that and get another essentially prayer restore courtesy of that item. So it's pretty awesome. Also, what else we got? Oh, the collection log cap has been increased for Grimoire pages. Ramen thinks it's gone up to 60k. It's definitely a higher number than 255 than what it's on. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. You're right to come on my screen a second, John, before you tap that.
Sure.
And then also you can drag worn inventories to your action bar. So what I mean by that is, you see I have a shield icon here. I can drag the shield icon onto my action bar, and that will now be used for every single slot that uses a shield. As you can see, you can equip an item in this worn slot and it will automatically take this place. So if I equip a shield here, bam, there it is there. So that is an awesome change that affects all the slots on the worn inventory. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. Also, it's Shattered Worlds related, but no longer will poison stay with you during Shattered Worlds, and also it'll restore your prayer and summoning when you go for a checkpoint. And that is it for now for combat. Yes, there is more to come in the future, of course. We're always, as a Combat Council, trying to come up with awesome weeks or content releases related to QOL combat and so on and so forth. But yes, we're really happy. What's it go up to?
It is 65,535.
So if someone can get 65,535 Grimoire pages, there you go, there's your challenge. But yes, again, apologies for the rather chaotic nature of the stream and the unpredictability of what will happen in a live showcase. Normally when we do showcases, they're in control test environments. I kind of wanted to make it natural, I guess, to try and really show off them in scenarios. Kind of went a bit haywire, didn't it? So yeah, you can blame me for that one, but hopefully it was enjoyable to watch all the same. But
Shogun's just trying to wind me up now instead of you.
Oh, it's just what he does anyway.
Calling me Mod Lago.
Mod Lago. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed it. Apart from that, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up here?
Hello, John.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed it. This releases next Monday, of course, with anything else that follows in between. But yeah, get ready for Combat Week next Monday. Very exciting, some awesome changes. And apart from that, just left to say, take care and have a good one.
See ya. Bye.